Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and I actually saw some other people do this, so I decided why shouldn't I do it? I'm also trying out this colored lipstick thing. I don't know how I feel about this. But yeah, so I'm going to do the 25 bookish facts about me thingy, and yeah, I tried filming this like once already, and it was a disaster. So we're gonna try again. So hopefully this one's a lot better. Alright, so I know I talk about Percy Jackson like endlessly on this channel because it's one of my favorite books and it's like one of the most amazing series in like the entire world. And I picked it up when I was in 7th grade because we had to read it for our class, and I just fell in love with it, and like I love it so much. Like I have a tattoo. I'm trying to make it be able to show because it's like upside down. I don't know, can you see it? See, right? It's twisted. Anyways, it's Poseidon's Trident. I got it last August because Percy Jackson just means a really lot to me. Like, it got me into reading, and it also got me into wanting to be a writer. So I went and got it tattooed on my body, and my dad thought it was stupid, but you know, it's whatever. So I have 10 shelves of books right here, and this is really embarrassing to admit, but I've only read the first 2 shelves. The other 8 I have like not even read. I mean, there's some on there that I've read, but I'm like, I need to reread it and finish the series so it's not counted as read. But yeah, whenever I have people come over and like, oh my god, and they pick up a book off of one of the other 8 shelves, I'm like, oh, how is this? And I was like, oh, I don't know, because I haven't read it yet. And it's really embarrassing. But, you know, that's life. I have never, ever, ever finished a book in one sitting. I have a really hard time just sitting down and reading like all day because my body just like doesn't let me do that. Like I can read for a couple of hours and I'm like, wow, I really need to get up and like go do something because like I'm going crazy just sitting here. I have this really, really bad problem with buying multiple copies of books. I have, I think, 3 copies of City of Bones. I have like 2 of The Fault in Our Stars, 2 of Paper Towns. I have like 2 Princess Brides. Like I have multiple like copies because I gotta have them in hardcover, I gotta have them in paperback, and I gotta have them in all the new covers. It's bad. It's really bad. I don't think I've ever talked about this on here, but I like to listen to music while I read. There's an app I used to use. I don't use it so much anymore because they've changed listening agreements for it, so now you only get like 1 hour of free listening. And then unless you want to upgrade your account from free, and then you get more hours. And it used to be like unlimited hours. You just couldn't listen to a track more than twice in an 8-hour period, and then it was like once in an 8-hour period. But what I used to do with that app is I would go in and I'd find playlists other people made for the book I was reading, and I really liked it because it got me more in the mood for reading. Because it's like, oh, here's the soundtrack while I'm reading, and it was really cool. I don't really do that much anymore. I'll sometimes put on like my acoustic playlist on my iPod and listen to that while I read. That being said, I can multitask and read and listen to music, but when there's TV on, I really try to focus, but then I find myself watching whatever TV show is on, even if I didn't put it on. Like, if I'm sitting downstairs with my parents and they're like, oh, we're gonna watch TV, and I'm like, okay, I'll sit there, and I'd be like, oh, I'll read my book, and then, you know, whatever shows they're playing, like NCIS or MacGyver or whatever, or whatever else, like, copy show they watch, I slowly find myself looking up from the book and at the TV screen, and then I'm like, now I'm invested in this TV show. Also, I used to, I do this reading. I don't do it so much anymore since I really don't watch TV. If I watch TV, it's Netflix, and it doesn't, you know, have commercial breaks. But when I used to watch TV, I would watch until the commercial break, and then I'd read during the commercial break, and then I'd continue watching the show when it came back. So, before I got like into booktube and everything, so this was probably around the middle school time and early high school, I used to check out books from the library because, you know, I didn't have a job, so I couldn't afford books because they're expensive. So I got a library card for our public library, and that's where I would go all the time to check out books. And there was one summer I checked out 2 books. I had checked out the 2nd book in the Pretty Little Liars series, and I believe the other one was an Ellen Hopkins book, and I kind of forgot about them until like several months later, when my friend was like, hey, let's go to the library, and I was like, yeah, let's go, and I found, I had the books somewhere, like I didn't lose them, and I took them with me, and then the lady behind the desk proceeded to tell me that I had a $60 fine if I wanted to check out more books. My mother was not happy about that because she had to pay the $60 fine. I can't eat and read because I guess I'm a messy eater. Like, normally I'm not that bad, but it just seems whenever I have a book, it gets like a million times worse, so I really try not to eat and read. I am absolutely horrible at finishing series, like completely awful. Like, I can't even tell you how many series I have that like I haven't even finished reading. Like, even if it's a trilogy or a duology, like, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at finishing series. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, nope. I like both hardback and paperback. I like hardback because they look absolutely gorgeous on my shelves that are a complete mess right now. But I also like paperback because I'm a rough reader. I throw books across rooms when they make me mad. Let's take this. We're gonna take Shadow and Bone. So, a lot of people are really particular about how you read your paperbacks. I'm known for doing this a lot. So I destroy the spines of my paperbacks. But I also like having paperbacks because they're lighter and they're easy to carry. If I'm reading a hardback, I never read with the dust jacket on. Just that way, if something does happen to the cover underneath, it'll still look pretty and gorgeous and stuff on my bookshelves when I'm done reading it, and then I can cover it up and you can't see it. I'm a very verbal reader, which is why I really try not to read in public. Especially if it's a book like I'm super into. Like I spend a lot of time when I'm home downstairs with my family while they're watching TV and whatnot, and then I'll be reading while they're doing whatever, and I will start talking to like one of the characters in the book, like, you're stupid, like, why did you do that? And like I say what a lot. And like the other night I was reading and my dad was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, he's just being so stupid. I get weird looks all the time. My family has like learned to like just tune it out. Just don't acknowledge her while she's reading. I'm really bad about buying books and then letting them sit on my shelves forever. A lot of these books on my shelves have been there for like 2+ years. In middle school I read Twilight because that was the big thing and the movie was coming out and all my friends were like, oh my god, Edward and Jacob and Bella, what team are you? And so I was like, oh, we're gonna go see the movie. I gotta read the book. It took me 6 weeks to read Twilight and all my friends were mad because I made them wait till I was done with the book to go see the movie. All of my friends, when they come over, I always shove books in their hands and I'm like, take this and read it and let me know. Like, I am the library for all of my friends. Like, I have a system, can't see it, but over here on my dresser mirror I have post-it notes with names and book titles so I can keep track of who has what book. But then I also forget to ask for them back, so they keep them for like years. But it's whatevs. I reorganize my bookshelf like at the beginning of every year. I used to get in trouble a lot with my mom, and she banned me from bookstores when I was younger because every time I would go into a bookstore, I would always walk out with one, maybe more, depending on what store it was and what kind of mood I was in, books, and she would be so mad, especially after I got a job and I just go blow all my money on books. She's like, you need to stop, like. So I got banned from bookshops for a while when I was younger. If I had to pick a fictional world to live in, I would definitely live in the Percy Jackson world, as long as I get to be a demigod. If I had to choose a godly parent, I would really like to say Poseidon, because I really do love the ocean, but if we have to go appearance-wise, I'm naturally a blonde, and I have blue eyes, so my dad would probably be Apollo. I'm stuck between those two, either Poseidon or Apollo. So this is really embarrassing to admit, but when I started writing, I wrote and read a shit ton of One Direction fan fiction. I started writing it my freshman year of high school, and I still write some of it. I also have started a Percy Jackson fan fiction that revolves around me and my best friend as demigods and coming to Camp Half-Blood. I've only have like 2 paragraphs written, and I haven't touched it since, but I think I may start it up because it's funny. But in the book, I think she's a daughter of Athena and I'm a daughter of Apollo, and we're called the disappointing duo because we'd probably be the worst demigods ever. I personally love buying used books. I love to go to Half Price Books and find used books because even though some of them, you know, are a little rougher around the edges, I think being pre-owned, it adds a lot of character to the book. You can see that, you know, somebody else really loved this book before you got it. When I'm reading, I have 2 reading spots here at home. I normally read in my bed that is up against the window, you can't see, or I read downstairs on the couch because if I'm downstairs, the dogs can be out. If I had to pick a favorite book quote, mine currently right now is I go to seek the great perhaps, and it's from Looking for Alaska by John Green. And this quote just kind of like really has like really resonated with me since I read it, because Pudge talks about that's why he's going to this, you know, expensive boarding school, is he's going to see the great perhaps. He wants to bust out of his shell and, you know, like see the world, experience new things, become a new person. And it made me think, like I've mentioned before, I'm going to Spain, which probably by the time this video goes up, I will be in Spain. And it just made me think, like, that's why I'm going to Spain. Like, that's why I'm studying abroad. I want to see the world. I want to expand my horizons. And I also want to get myself out of my shell because in real life, I am a very, very shy person. And I really don't have a lot of friends because, one, I really don't like people to begin with. And also, I would just, you know, rather be alone and do my own thing and read my book. And, like, I'm forcing myself out because I want to become a more outgoing person. I want to become more outspoken and, like, not be so terrified about doing so many new things and, like, help me get even more over my anxiety issues that I have. I am a very late reader. Like, I can stay up. I'm not, like, I'm a granny. I can't stay up late. Although since I've been on break, like, I've been staying up pretty late. And that's no bueno for me. But normally I can, like, if I'm reading and, like, I'm really into a book, like, I will stay up and I will read until I pass out or finish. I think that is 25 facts. Those are my 25 bookish facts about me. And sorry, this was really bad. I kind of had stuff written out and then I kind of forgot what I was saying. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, I guess. Why is this ending so weird? I don't know. I'm really sorry. All my social media is down below if you want to be friends or follow me or whatever. I'll see you guys in my next video.